The audio is working, so let me make the sound check. Happy New Year, guys. Long time no see. Wait a moment, I'm checking how is the audio. Okay, looks good. Very good. So, it's long time no see. As I was saying, I was back in Italy for during December, during the holiday, because I'm out of focus, because I have some business, something to do at home, stay with my family. So now I'm back and I'm very happy to be here again, here on the eSUN channel. So first of all, thanks again to eSUN to give me the opportunity to be here every week. This time I want to talk, I want to make a short tutorial because I received some feedback from the previous video when I make this short tutorial that many people appreciate it more than a very long live when I'm showing something. So I want to continue to make this one, and this time I want to show you a simple way, the only way for the moment, to print something so cool like this one. This one is a 3D print. It's calling with the program make Hueforge, and is simply a print that is print many layers with different color. You can use with just 2 color like this one, or you can make with more colors if you have one multicolor system, for example like the AMS of the bamboo. It will be much more simple. Otherwise you can make it manually, and every time you need to adjust and change the filament by your hands. Is exactly what I did with this one, and what I did also with this one of one piece. These are just 2 colors, so it's very simple and very fast. But if you want to make something complex, I saw people make this kind of huge forge even with 8 colors that are beautifully, but it's better make with some AM system or any kind of multicolor that can make all the process to you. So today I want to show you how to make something like this one, which program you should use, where you can download, and I will try to explain the very basic function of this program and show you how to make something like this one. This file that I print and made, you can find on MakerWord. I left the link in the description here. It's already prepared to be printed with the 2 color on the bamboo slicer, because MakerWord support only the bamboo slicer. So you should download from there. It's already with a custom G code for the pose at layer 9, I remember. So if you have the bamboo, you can just download, open Bamboo Studio and print by yourself. If you don't have the bamboo, you need to download, reopen on any slicer you are using, Prusa slicer, Kira slicer, add the pause. I left it in the description also the information, and print it. This is made with the black and the white eSUN PLA. Later I will show you also how to add your color on the programs. But first one, I'm so happy that I finished to print this beast here. Maybe you saw some video that I made for the eSUN already. This one is the transforming Gundam. Here I'm missing the antenna because it was too big. It doesn't enter the camera and always fall down until I don't glue it. Here we are. This one is printed with PETG, and the face shell here with the resin printer, because I like to make very small this one. But I found that especially the second part, this one, it's very heavy with the resin. It's very thick. So probably this one I will reprint later with the PLA. This one is not very thick. It's very thin, so it's okay, and also have much more magnets to hold. This one is just held by 2 magnets here, and I'm very sure that sooner or later it will fall down. So I will definitely reprint it with the PLA, and after make the process to make it smooth. The good one with the resin is that it's very smooth already, but it's really too heavy. This one, if you don't know, is from the series of the Gundam Unicorn. Not a big fan, I have to say the honest, but when I saw this project, I was so in love that I bought the file directly from the creator because it's not in any of my Patreon, unfortunately, and I had to print. This one is like this one. After you wear it, now with the head is a little bit more comfort. Here he has the magnet inside to lock on the face, and here we are. And this one you put the face shell here, and this one is the first version of the Gundam. After you can transform by yourself. You can open here, remove the first shell. You should also open here the antenna. This one you can rotate. Now I will show you. Close here. So the mirror is more difficult. And become the second version of the Gundam Unicorn. It's so cool. Somebody asked if it's possible to motorize this file, and I'm afraid it's not possible. I'm not very expert, so if somebody knows more than me, he can give me some suggestion, but it's very heavy. There is not plenty of room here to make any motor, so I don't think that he's working. Here, as you can see, maybe here, there is a part that is a connection for the side with some hinge here and some simple screw that allow to make a movement here with the rotation and change the size. It's very simple, but it's also very effective. It's one of the most cool helmets that I ever print. Not the most beautiful, probably, but it's very cool. Still need to adjust a little bit the here. Okay. This side I like most. So let me put away because it's very heavy. I definitely not recommend to use something like this for a cosplay because it's very heavy and I'm afraid it can fall down easily. So just for decoration is perfect. Okay, so now let's talk about this one. So this one is made by Hueforge. Let me show you the website. Here is Hueforge. Is a program that you can buy. Is $18. Let me put also my ugly face. Wait a moment. Here we are. It's a program that you can buy. Is $18 for life. It means that you just buy once and you can use forever. So if you like this kind of stuff, I recommend it to buy directly from the website because it's something very cool and it's nice. And at the beginning, maybe you're just limited with some simple like this one. But if you like to spend some time to adjust the color, the settings, you can have very good results. And if you don't want to buy the program, you can find many of these files already made on printables or on MakerWord. For example, this is what I update. Is Harley Quinn Hueforge 2 colors, no AMS is what I made. Now I'm printing this other Harley Quinn because I like so much Harley Quinn. But if you just write Hueforge, you can see there are plenty of model already made for you with the extraction. Something with a more color, like this one, like Mario, this Spider-Man, this Mando, for example. Look how beautiful it is, this one. Normally, when you click, you have already the file prepared, and later I will show you the basic setting that you should use. And normally they will give you some extraction on the color. This is made with just 4 color: black, dark gray, light gray, and white. And I think it talk about this one because this one he has many colors. This one is just made with the 4 colors. And there are so many other examples here on MakerWord that you can download for free, or if you want, you can download the program. Let me Hueforge open again. You can download the program and small face and you use by yourself. So this one is the program. Now I will teach you the basic what you have to do. Let me put a little bit my face bigger because it's too small. Okay. First one, this program is not connected to any printers. It means that you can use almost with every printer you could have. The only requirement, if we want to call like this one, is that your printer has to have enabled the command M600. It is the pause. So you can pause at certain layer. If your printer is you recently bought in the last few years, 99% it has this option. It means that you can change and put a pause on your slicer to let the printer stop and change the color manually. Or if you have the AMS multicolor system, it will make automatically for you. So first of all, you need to be sure that your printer is capable to pause to let you change the filament by slicer. That is very important. If you cannot pause, you can still make, but you have to stay in front of the printer. When you reach exactly that layer, you need to pause manually, cut the filament, remove the filament, and put the new one. It's a little bit more complicated, but not impossible. Of course, with just 2 colors, it's still easy and simple. With 4, 8 colors, it will take a long time, but if you want, technically you can still do it. Second is that your printer is well tuned, especially the retraction and the top layer. You need to be very smooth. You don't have to left any retraction because you will print many small parts in many small pieces, and you don't want to have some filament that is come out and left some like the hair on your print. You can still remove easily, of course, but if you want something that come out directly like this one, is better make it with a printer that is tuned. How is working this process? This one is not blending or melting the colors together for create the mixed color. It just work with the translucent effect of the PLA. The PLA, if you see, is a little bit translucent. If you put under the light, you can see a little bit through the file, through the color. Of course, white color, clear color is more easy, something more dark is more difficult to see. And the program play with this transparency of the filament to let the color be one over the other one and give the transaction of another color. So even if you use only 2 colors, here you have the effect that you have more color, black, different gray and white. If you see from the other side, you can still see that it's transparent, especially on the black part. And this one, if you can see, is totally in 3D. It's not a 2D pictures. So how it's working this one? When you open the program at the beginning, you have all these options. Good news, most of these one you don't have even to touch. The only thing that you will use are very less options. So for example, here, light intensity, this one, I never touch it. You can keep like this one, it's work very good. Here on the right, you have the width and the height, that is simply the size of your file. If you want to make something bigger or smaller, you can resize from here, adjusting these settings. And here is the layer height and the base layer. These 2 values are very important. The base layer 0.16 is the default value, as the layer height 0.08. Smaller you made, more blending color, better effect you have, but you need to print more layer and you need to have the nozzle that you print very small layer height. Usually 0.08 is enough. If you make 0.04, you will have maybe the first layer that is too thin and it can almost break. So usually 0.08 is a good value. If you want to have more information here, I suggest to watch the video of Teaching Tech. That is a YouTuber very famous that I'm always following, that he teach everything. All the information that I'm saying here, he also talked here in his introduction in this video, Hueforge Getting Started Guide, Filament Painting with your 3D printer. So you can also watch here, it will explain some information maybe more clearly, especially how to calibrate the new filament to get a better color using Photoshop. That, for example, I don't use it, I use another way, more similar, more fast, but probably less accurate. But now let's come back to my Hueforge. Here on the left, there are the filament. These are some filament that are already preloaded on the database of the program. You can see you have Sunlu, Protopasta, Polyterra, Polylite, Exalate, and Bambulab, for example, for the PLA. For the PLA Plus, we have always Sunlu, and of course we have eSUN. After we have PTG, ABS, ASA. Normally what you will use is PLA. Here, for example, for the eSUN, you have some material, some color here. But if you want to add more, later I will teach you how. Here you have the transmission distance millimeters. This one is what you will use for changing the color and for color your pictures. And here model geometry, usually you don't have to make it. So how to start? File, open file. Here we have project. And if you go inside the folder where you install the program, Hueforge project, you can see some tests. For example, this one is one of the most famous, the astronaut female bust. And you can see here is already made for you. You can simply just print like this one. How it's working? If you can see here, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different color: black, dark red, almost brown, brown, yellow, and white. Those are the 5 colors that we are using for painting this one. But here you can find many other projects. You can find also this beautiful jellyfish, for example. Look how it's nice, make with the purple. But let's go step by step. This one is a classic Hueforge file made with black and white. In this case, with 4 color, because usually the people, they think now everyone has a bamboo with the AMS, so all make project with the 4 colors. How it's working? Here we have the filament. This number here is the layer that we are going to change. We start from layer 0, 1 until layer 7 with the color black, yayo black. After, from layer 8 to layer 12, yayo gray. After, we change it with the GTEC gray. These are all PTG. And in the end, with the white. How is working the program? Here, if you can see, is all in 3D. So he will make layer by layer until to change the color for give the effect. Here, for example, if you increase the black, you can see here it starts to appear more black until the layer 13, 14, 15, 16, until the top layer. If you lower, we have less black. According to this one, every other color that we are making, you can play with this value, and more you add the color, more you can see, less layer, less effect you have. Like this one, you see, if I put 7, this dark gray is totally disappear because it's totally covered by the black one. Is the same if I put the light color here, and the same if I put this one. How to add the color here? Here on the left you have your selection. If there is some color that you own, you can just flag here. For example, is the eSUN high-speed gray that I have, eSUN black that I have, eSUN bone white that I have are the three filament that I usually use. If you flag here, also the blue one, they will appear here to make more simple to use for you. How to change the color? For changing the color, you can just drag the color and put in the column. Like this one, now the black is become the eSUN black PLA plus and not more the Giraio. Even if I change this gray with my gray, you see it's changing a little bit the tone of the color because my gray is different. And if I change the white with this one, it will change still more. Like this one, I just made it with three colors using PLA black, gray, and white bone of the eSUN. The effect is different because I'm just using three colors. If I add also the eSUN white, I don't have here, I need to make the color, you will have this effect. What is this number here? This number is very important. It's calling transmission distance, is this TD value here. This one is how transparent is the filament. This value you cannot know, you need to test. For making tests, it's very simple. First one, you just add a new filament. For example, if I want to make the white, I select white color, type PLA plus, brand eSUN, white. This one for the moment, I left like this one, 5.0. And we have here we select all down. I put on the second color, the white, and we open this STL that is calling in tools, step test square. Okay. This one, I don't remember how much must be that value. Let me remember, because I told you 12. Yeah, you need to put 12. And now you have something like this one. This one is just a simple test that we don't care too much now. What we need to do is open your slicer, open a file that is inside Hueforge, where it is, Hueforge tools, square test. Slice and make the pause when you change the color. As you can see here is number 12. No, it's not number 12. It should be less. Let me see. Because I follow the guide here. Yeah, it's number 12. I remember correct. You need to pause make the layer change a number 12. You right click here and say add pause, so it will change the color and it will change it with the second color. After you print, for example, when I print the green one, you will have something like this one. Wait, I can make bigger. Here. This one is the black eSUN PLA. This one is my color, my red color. All the middle here is the transition that he covers at layer 12 until reach the end. And what we need to do after you print this example here, you come back to your Hueforge and you need to adjust this value here until to have something similar to yours. As you can see here, as you change, the screen is changing too. Okay. I need to put the gray one, otherwise it's fake. Okay. You need to have something that is recalling what you printed. adjusting this value here. You need to close and open again the program, otherwise you will not apply the changing. I forgot to say when you change the value. Reload image project. The first time that you made, maybe you can have some confusion, but it's very simple in the end. Here. As you can see, when I'm reaching 3 here, transition distance 3 is exactly like my example here. This is meaning that my transition distance here is 3. That's why I already put. If I want to make like the yellow one, you change it with the yellow one, just make generic. Here you need to adjust until you don't have something similar of what you will print. After you find the correct transition of the color here, adjusting this one, you see that it's changing slowly. See, if I put like 3, it becomes like this one. If I put like 9, it's become like this one. So here, according to how you change, you need to have something that is become similar to what I print. My eSUN, for example, from 8, that was the default, I go down until 3. You can see here it's changing the graduation. 3 is exactly 2 big lines here, and one small, one black. This one is meaning that the eSUN HS gray has the transmission distance of 3 millimeters. This one you need to make with all your colors. Here in the video he suggests for pick up the color to use the, where it is, Photoshop. Just make a picture of your color, use the gradiator to collect the exactly code for your color, and reporting here to have the most similar color here when you select it, when you create a new color that you can select here. What I did is just I take one of the filament that I print, especially the pool maker from the bamboo, put near my screen and try to find something that is matching similar to mine, because it's more clear, it's more similar. This one is with your screen, better result you can have, more realistic effect you can have. So after you have your own color, what you can do, you can download some project here, and you can just play with this value to add and make more or less color and painting as much as you want. After you find something that looks nice for your expectation, like this one, for example, you need to take care of this layer height, layer base. Here on the describe, you will have resume the layer height of each color and when you need to swap, when you need to change the filament. And also, it gave also the filament with the transmission distance. So if you post this online, the people, they can just copy your settings, and if they use the same filament and have the same result of yours. After you made your file, you can just export as STL and we make a new project. Import our file. As you can see here now, the file is 3D without any information. What we need to do first one is to make one profile. The profile, not usually if you download from MakeWord, is already done, but I made one profile here that I suggest you to copy. The first one, this one was not updated. The important thing is the layer height and the first layer height. You remember 0.08 and 0.16 is the value that we saw here. Base layer 0.16, layer height 0.08. If you want to change this for any reason, put 0.04, you need to change also here and make 0.04. But for default, I suggest to keep 0.08 for have a standard settings. The other value that is important is the infill. Normal infill should be 100% on rectilinear here. Anyway, usually all the files, they will say use at 100% infill with a layer height. All the information, they usually writing this because it's very important. See, we can paint in with more color, paint 100% layer infill with 0.08 and a base of 0.16. So these are the three values that you should always use by default. After you made this information, well, it's okay too, it doesn't matter because it's only horizontal, it's only vertical. After you make this information here, what I suggest you do is save as a Hueforge profile, so we'll always have the profile made. Now, after you slice here, the first time it will take a long time for slicing this one. After the first time is more fast. What we need to do is we need to change the layer, the pause for changing the color. So it's very big file at the beginning. The first we start with black, and after we need to swap to gray, dark gray. So if you have AMS, you can just select change color and it will be very simple. If you don't have, you need to make manually, like me, that I don't have one AMS. You need to make manually in this way. As soon is finished to make the sliding, okay. After you finish to make the sliding, you can see here is just like this one. So we go to layer 9. We select right click, add pause. Here we can add more effect just for give one idea or a final result, not because we are changing physically the color from here. So now we put the four color, black, dark gray, gray, and white. After we make the pause, we need to slide again. The second time it will be much faster. You see, it's already 80%. We need to change the next one at layer 14. So we just move to layer 14 here, right click, add pause, and we slide again. And then layer 18, we put the last swap. And slide again. And in the end, we have our file ready to be printed. From the slider here, you will not see very clear the final effect, of course, but in the end, it will come very nice. If you have the AMS, you just remove the pause here and here. You just let here make change filament to number 2. You go to layer 14 and we change filament number 3. We go to layer 18 and we change with the white one. This is if you have, for example, the EMS on the bamboo, you can slide and your file is ready to be printed. Usually when you prepare the file, it doesn't look very nice. But after you print, he come out like this one. Now I just made another file there. I hope it finished. I don't know. Device, no, it's missing 20 minutes. It's a layer 14. I hope I have enough white filament because I consume a lot for making this one and make this one. So let me come back here. Okay, here we are. I hope I didn't forget anything about this fast tutorial. Anyway, if you search on YouTube, you can find plenty of tutorial of example. Also people that show and the file and give you the color gradation to make exactly like that one. But if you want the simplest way, just download from printables or from make word some files already pre-made, like what I left here in the description. You can download it and print your Harley Quinn. This one, it is coming really good. I really love it. This one, it's just made with two colors, black and white. It's really stunning. Otherwise, if you want to test and try by yourself, you can buy Hueforge. It's only $18 and is for a live license. So after you bought, you pay for once, you can use forever. Always the link here in the description. So you can just download the file. You can test with some project that is already inside the program, or you can just open any of your picture and play, changing the color and text and play. That's the nice the program. You can choose any color you have. You can test it and see which one is the result. And in the end, when you are happy, you can just export on your slicer, print. In a few hours, you will have something very unique and very cool. So this is all for today. Almost more is longer than I expected, almost 40 minutes. I thought it was faster. I hope you like something like this one. Please remember to subscribe to the eSUN channel here on YouTube. Soon there will be more tutorial. I need to finish to make the post process on that helmet here. So maybe next time I will start to sending that helmet resin and PLA and show some technique to you. Also some other tutorial about resin printer and slicing settings I will make in the future. So if you don't want to miss some videos, please remember to subscribe here to the channel, make a like, and if you have any requests, as usual, please write here in the comments below. Let me know what you would like to see from me. I will try to make a tutorial or a video according to your preference. So that's all for today.